Okay, wait for a few minutes and we'll start. The other join. Okay, let's start. So we'll see today about solar photovoltaic systems. Okay, we also call that PV system. It is generally used for okay. It is generally being used to generate electricity directly from solar energy. So we'll see what is it and how it is being uh, used. Okay, now so we'll directly go with the advantage, the major advantage at this present, then we'll move on to the process. Okay, how it is being generated. Okay, the major disadvantages, okay, sorry, advantages of the solar PV system, okay, over conventional power systems are, it you generally knows, okay, it converts solar energy directly into electrical energy without going through the thermal mechanical link. So it has no moving parts here. Solar PV system are reliable, modular, durable, and generally maintenance free. Not generally maintenance are required, okay, due to the environmental effect. These systems are quite compatible with almost all environment okay, respond instantaneous to solar radiation and have an expected lifespan of 20 years or more. So generally, whenever a project has been made for the solar, generally of 20 to 25 years, generally they have for, okay. A solar PV system can be located at a place of use and hence no or minimum disturbance network is required as it is universally available. Fine. It also suffers from some disadvantages which are at present the cost of the initial cost is very high, though the generation cost is very low, but the initial cost is very high. Okay. And the unavailability of okay, the unpredictable of the solar is also okay. And the another factor is your efficiency. the efficiency of solar panel or solar cells are low. So these are the advantages. Now let's see this. We'll not go more of this book. Okay, they have a more of uh, more interior things. So before that, we'll go with the outer parts. Okay, so let's go for the another saving screen. Yeah. So we'll see. So generally, these PV cells are made of silicon. Okay, silicon that is again found or made from second abundant material in this world, that is sand. Okay, sand is having the silicon oxide, which is processed under carbon to produce 98% of silicon. Okay, but this silicon should be of should be in the purest form. That should be around 99.9999% should be, it's the purest form of this. Now this is purified with the process undergone the process with the carbon. Okay, when then it is melted. Okay, heated under to around 2000 degrees Celsius. Okay, and it's been melted and it is formed in this shape with where very thin layers have been cut off. Okay, this seeds has been just in very tiniest layer. Okay, so this 98% of silicon is generated from this sand on mixing with this carbon and is being heated at 2000 degrees Celsius. Right now, this silicon is again mixed with your hydrogen to form the purest form of silicon. Okay, it mixed with the silicon gas to form the hydrogen. Okay, to form with the to form a purest form of this silicon. Okay, now this silicon. Okay, we know this silicon is a semiconductor. Okay, as it has four valency, means four bond. Okay, four bond of an outer orbit of this. Okay, so it either could be act as donor or it can be act as a acceptor, right? So it is called the semiconductor. Okay, now if this semiconductor, okay, is doped with the elements. Okay, let's elements like aluminum, phosphorus, boron. Okay, which has 3 5 and again 3 uh, valencies in outer orbit. Okay, which would be helping it. Okay, which will be combined with the outer dome, means outer orbit of 4. So it will be making it the outer orbit. Okay, or the electrons or holes to flow. Okay, if the silicon is doped with, let's talk about aluminum, okay, or let's talk about phosphorus. So what will it will provide? It provide that as it has 5 at outer and it has 4 and requires 4, so one electrons is free to move, right? And if we inject this boron with silicon, so there would be one hole, as the outer orbit will have only 7, so one hole will be created in the this combination, okay, where it is ready to accept one electrons, okay. So this is the structure, okay, when the function of the semiconductor. Now let's see how it is being used to generate, okay. Now, well, what we'll do is this silicon, okay, if we silicon is, let's take this is a silicon seed. Now it is doped with only phosphorus, okay. So what will happen? It will be electrons would be created, right? Electrons would be, one free electrons would be left, right? Now when this are being striked, okay, when the solar is striking to this only silicon diode doped with your phosphorus, okay, there is no possibilities of electrons flow, right? So that why, because it requires an external force, right, to drive this electrons to this segment. Now how it can be derived? So what we do, we use the PN junction, okay. Okay, we use the PN junction where phosphorus is injected in this, and let's take boron is injected in this, so it will be created electrons, and it will be over here there would be a free holes, okay. Now at this particular region, which we call a depletion layer, okay, or depletion region, what happens, this electrons and this holes, okay, combined, and there it creates a region we call a depletion region, where no electrons is passed and where no holes is being passed through it, right? Now okay, this let's take, okay, yeah. Now if you inject more of electrons over here, or from solar rays, okay, from solar rays, solar radiation, it penetrates to this upper layer and it falls at this depletion layer, okay. This photons in present in this your solar radiation, it breaks into two component, that is your one electron and one holes, okay. This pair is being formed at this depletion layer. Now more and more of electrons are being pushed over here and holes are formed at this particular region, okay, increasing this depletion layer. Now what happens now, because of this photovoltaic effect, okay, now this electrons start flowing from this, and it operates, then again it's flowing from this segment and it combines to this, okay. So more, as the intensity of light would be more photons would be penetrated through this upper layer, and it goes to the depletion layer and it breaks into one pair of holes, okay, holes and means it's a pair of holes and electrons, okay. and which electrons are pushed in the upper region, okay, that called p region, and holes to the n region. Okay, so because of this effect, this photovoltaic effect, this is how one solar cells works. Okay, and each solar cell is capable of producing 0.5 volt, which is you know the silicon breakdown voltage is around 0.58 or 6. Okay, so this is the capacity of one solar cell to produce. Now, what happens, this is a general, okay, this is a general terminology. Now what happens for the practical part, okay, in practical segment, this is the ideal case. Okay, this is the ideal case, this work. The similar it works for practical cases, but the construction is slightly modified. That is, this p junction is narrowed and more, okay, it is highly doped. Okay, it's a highly doped, and this n junction is lightly doped. Okay, this lightly doped. Now, and this depletion layer is, because of this is of a highly doped and this is slightly doped, the depletion layer is huge. Okay, now if solar radiation is falling into, okay, if solar radiation is falling on this particular region, as it is being a small area, is a thin layer. Okay, this generally p type is of thin layer. Okay, generally it is of thin layer, so all photons light, okay, which is being passing is pass through this p junction, p region. Okay, and it strike to this depletion layer. Okay, and it releases this pair. Okay, now as it is being a highly doped and a very thin layer is being there, and the depletion layer definitely gonna increase. Okay, because more and more light is penetrated through this, and it on striking to this particular depletion layer, okay, it releases more of holes and electrons, where electrons are pushed in this region and holes are pushed in the n region. Okay, so this force helps, allows your electrons to flow, and it is being charged or it is being light up. Okay, and it again combines over here and with mix with this holes and form a neutron. Okay, this is the actual functionality of this. This is how solar energy is converted to electricity. Okay, as your see, semiconductor is a device which can be converted into both kind of thing. Okay, so in this, what they have made, they have made a p-n junction. Okay, they have used p-n junction, where one region is highly doped with another material which could release your electrons. Okay, and this another region is being highly lightly doped with the material which could create, or we could leave one holes. Okay, now these electrons need holes, or these holes need one electrons, that is so that it could be neutral. Okay, so on striking to this depletion layer, okay, as photons strike to this part, it releases your one pair, okay, that consists of your one holes and one electrons, where all the electrons are pushed at this part and all the holes are pushed in this part. Now these heavy contingents of your electrodes need a part to move on, because it gets a charged particles, okay, which allows it some movement, okay, where this PN junction gives the movement, okay. When if you have only Si with one kind of like phosphorus is being added, okay, this is your semiconductor, okay, which silicon phosphorus semiconductor, where these electrons are being, okay, left, okay, where one electrons need, and now these electrons start moving, okay, so it do not have any particular direction to move, so it will move randomly here and there. So the possibilities of getting this uh, battery charge or light up any load, okay, this phenomenon do not occur because it do not have any direction, okay, it will be randomly floating over and here, okay, over and there. So what we did, we have used the concept of the PN junction, okay, to get is a force drive and to get a direction where it would be flowing. Now as electrons would be collected at this particular region and holes would be collected at this particular region, so definitely it needs to be a escape point should be there. Now if you connect this uh, part, okay, to any storage device or to any load, okay, so what will we do, it gets a path to do its work. So these electrons get get through this wire and get come over here, and with the return path it mix with this and form a neutral. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is the functionality of your diode. This is how your solar energy is converted to electricity. Okay, now these are, okay, we'll see one more thing. So this effect is called photovoltaic effect. Okay, so whenever you will be asked, so you could draw one diode and you can show, or you could show with the help of your depletion layer concept, okay, how this been done. Okay, now this one particular cell is capable of having generate a 0.5 voltage. Now this voltage is of no use, okay, so multiple panels, okay, are connected in series, okay, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, let's take 9 10, okay, 10 cells are connected in series, so it will be getting a 5V. Now similarly for current, we could connect this in the parallel form, or if you need more of okay, more of its rating, so if you have to connect more of uh, solar cell into in series to get a desired output, that is your 12 volt to minimally charge your battery, okay, that is of 12 volt or 5 ampere or likewise. Okay, so connection of these in series and parallel, okay, will give you the required voltage and current. Now okay, this is your cell. One particular single diode will be set would be called a cell. Okay, multiple diodes connected in series or in parallel, okay, is called module. If number of cells have been collectively contained, so it's called module. Now this module, okay, number set of module is connected in series or parallel is called your array. Okay, now this array, if connected in groups, is called your panels. Okay, so if you see, if this is your panel, this is your module, sorry, this is these are this is entire panel. Okay, these are your array, this is your module, so cell would be in this format. So I will be drawing with different colors to get it out. The black is your panel, red is your arrays. Okay, this is your modules, so this would be your cell. Okay, now in practical, okay, these are connected. Okay, you could see there would be a strong two bus bar kind of stuff. Okay, okay, in each panel you could see two major line crossing through the horizontal part. So this is a bus bar where all the electrons are formed to this particular region. Okay, and with the help, it is of copper wire. Okay, of copper wire, it is connected to another cell from behind. Okay, it will not be the on the upper part, it will be the back end of your this. So this is how the cells are being connected in series. Okay, so these are of copper. Okay, these are of copper, and it is connected at back end of your solar cell or solar panel. Okay, now generally these are of three kind, that is monocrystalline, polycrystalline, and another is the thin layer. Okay, so generally it is been it is all are of different structure and different color. This monocrystalline is of black color. Okay, these are bit expensive, but the efficiency is quite high. Okay, polycrystalline would be of your blue color. Okay, this efficiency is less in comparison of monocrystalline. Okay, both functionality is same, only the process. Okay, the process, one more process, chemical process is being included, where this uh, polycrystalline would convert to monocrystalline. Okay, else the entire functionality of both are same. Because of undergoing this process, okay, the efficiency increases as it is capable of to get more and more uh, electrical currents. Okay, to flow more and more electrical components, so it is more expensive than poly, but being it is the cheapest, is widely used everywhere. Now what they have, the scientist has came up with the thin layer concept. Okay, that is being used in electrical vehicles, in the space stations. Okay, this thin layer, modules. Okay, so these are the three types. Now the first panel was made of selenium, is the one kind of element present, okay, in the periodic table. It is made of selenium, okay, which was only 1% efficient to convert your solar this to electrical energy. Okay, now we'll have the structure even. Okay, we'll then go for the more detailing part in next class. Let's see the structure. Okay, if you anyone has seen solar panels, we will have outer layer, okay, that is a covering part, okay, construction, they have aluminum or steel strip to hold the outer structure. Then it is been covered with two glass, okay, two glass protection, okay, which helps in protecting from scratching, okay, and dust and rain, okay, with the help of that. And the other purpose of that particular glass is it also traps, okay, also traps the solar energy, okay. It do not allows to reflect back, okay. More and major is being trapped in inside that, okay, to increase the efficient, okay. And this would be your solar cell sheets, and backend one more glass protection is being there, okay, to be more stable, okay, so that it not get shaked due to earthquake or due to another phenomenon, okay. So these are the structures. Something else I'm missing out. Yeah, if you would be seeing the solar cells, okay, you will get, okay, in a connectivity it will be in this manner, and you will also get, will study, I'm just closing this part, okay, you will get this, okay. You will see when you will study the detailed construction of this, you will see this kind of construction. This is your solar cell, okay, or PV cell, whatever you say. Now these diodes are your bypass, and these are your blocking diodes, okay. Their purpose are same but used at different location, okay. It is being used across each cell, okay, and this is being used to a particular entire solar panel, okay. What it does, it's blocked, uh, as you know, diode work in only one direction, okay. That will be in this, whenever you are getting current in this, it will be act as a open circuit, right? So its functionality is this, that whenever your current would be flowing through this segment, it will be working as this part, okay. Somewhere it happens like this entire region, okay, this entire region, let me change the color, this entire region get shadowed due to cloud, okay. So what happened, it will not generate electricity, so it will have a low resistance part. So what will do, the current will try to flow through this direction. So this purpose, okay, this blocking diode will block out this particular segment, okay. Similarly it goes for the bypass event. If this is your panel, okay, this is the panel, if this is the entire region is being shaded, So what will do, if not it get passed from this, what it does, okay, this current would pass from this particular region, because the functionality of both are same, though both protects this or makes the continuation of the current even in the cloudy part. Okay, so because of these two combination, it has to work in any particular part or any particular portion. Okay, this is the one structure you will get, bypass and blocking diode, which could be asked. We'll go more detail on these in later classes. Okay, when we'll go with more of equation based calculation. So now what we have done, we have seen the working principle. Okay, that is your photovoltaic effect, PV effect. Okay, we have seen detail construction, we have seen types. Okay, we have seen your construction, you could say. As this solar converts DC, okay, we required uh, AC, right? Inverter, you could say, okay, to convert that particular thing in AC. And even these particular solar cell, okay, if there's this solar panel or PV panel do not provide you exactly a perfect DC, so what we do, we also have a solar charger which provides it the efficient or boost it little bit, and it charge the battery. Thereafter it is being converted and then it is being used in the AC form. So these are the things. So whenever you are going to purchase from for your household purpose, you will get a PV panel, solar charger and inverter. Okay, solar charger and inverter. Okay, this combination will be your battery system, where this all PV is being monitored and controlled with this solar charger, and thereafter it is stored to battery, and with the help of same setup you could see. So whenever you open up that particular subject, this inverter or solar charger, you will get a two combination, where one you will have solar charging unit, one you have inverter unit. Okay, as it is and another segment also, that is your rectifier. Okay, as the present whenever you are as your inverter is being gone off, okay, just open up, you will see two particular unit will be there, that is your rectifier and inverter. Okay, AC to DC and DC to AC set will be there, two another set would be present at the inverter setup. Okay, which converts from okay, AC is converts to DC and it is stored to battery. Again, this AC amount whenever it is required, okay, when there is no power, this inverter goes convert to